Hello, everyone, and welcome to this segment of the Rails Corners podcast. Today it is my honor and my pleasure to be here at the Women's Business Center of Charlotte in a very exciting place here. And I'm ready to let everyone introduce who they are and what their role here today at the Women's Business Center.
Sheila Obregon, Program Director.
Rocio Gonzalez, Executive Director.
Karen McDougald, owner of Tangaza Bath and Body Studio and client of the Women's Business Center of Charlotte.
Ayanna Brown, Program Manager.
Today is our honor and our pleasure to be here at the Women's Business Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it's very exciting for us. And so we want to welcome today Miss Rocio Gonzalez here at the Women's Business Center in Charlotte. Ms. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank
So
you.
if you want to tell us a little bit about the Business Center, the Women's Business Center here in Charlotte?
Yes, sure. Thank you. And hello, everybody. My name is Rocio Gonzalez. I am the Executive Director of the Women's Business Center of Charlotte. We cover 12 counties. We have been serving the business community since 2016.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
What I want to share is that we are not a sole nonprofit organization. We are a program of the National Institute of Minority Economic Development.
Amazing.
So under the institute, because the name is quite long, we have several programs, and one of those is the Women's Business Center of Charlotte. So we love to support businesses that are in the idea stage, that are wanting to or have already started their business, and also to establish the businesses. So we're all about economic development, and it all came down to access to capital. It's like they cannot get a loan.
Absolutely.
But why is it that they cannot get a loan? Well, they weren't really versed on all of the topics of the business formation, of the business organization, of the business operations, of the business financials. So naturally, when they would go to a bank and say, I need $150,000 to buy this truck and it's this equipment or whatever, they would show their documents and they were not really as strong as they needed to be approved. So then it was determined that education is the number one thing. Education is what sets people apart, what helps others grow. So with the Institute, they started the Center for Entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And about 25 years ago, they applied to open a women's business center in Durham, Raleigh.
Wow.
So that Women's Business Center has been helping the community for many, many years. They cover, like 34, 35 counties. Don't come in that they might have a larger coverage.
So you have a big reach here.
We have a big reach. We have a big reach. And the second one that was open was here, the Women's Business Center of Charlotte, serving 12 counties. And we have another one in Richmond, Virginia. It's the Women's Business Center of Central Virginia
What to say?
in Richmond, yes. So the origin of the services that we provide were to meet the need of the community regarding having access to education, financial literacy, and also all having access to the resources they need, pro bono attorneys, understanding how to become certified as a minority-owned business so that they have access to government and private contracts. So there's just a slew of different things that we do that we meet through our education and our services.
Because I would say one thing, and I hope I can say this now is right. People don't know what they don't know.
Correct. Yes, we have people that come here saying, I'm an accountant and I want to detach from this huge corporation. I want to start a small business. I want to help other small businesses.
Yes.
So you think that because they're really good in accounting, they can be the best business owners. Well, they have no idea about the web design, the social media, how to attract a client, how to recruit, onboard, and retain an employee. Do they need employees or not? I mean, so there's always a knowledge gap out there, and that's what we do. We help them fill that knowledge gap they have.
Wow. They need to be at the Women's Business Center, okay?
Yeah, and another thing that I want to clarify.
Yeah, please.
The name is the Women's Business Center. These names were determined because we're partly funded by the Small Business Administration, started about 40 years ago. But for the past, I would say 15, 20 years, our doors are open to everyone. So this is not just solely focused to support women entrepreneurs. We provide service to everybody, regardless of gender and regardless of race.
Okay. And one thing about that, I admire, as you've been stating here, your inclusiveness.
Correct.
Okay, and diversity.
Correct.
I think that is admirable. And I think that's what we need now. And for people to come in, I looked at the state, you're in Virginia, you're in 34 counties. So now you have a network in which
Yes.
many of the individuals who come through your doors can be a part of. That's
Correct,
wonderful.
correct.
Now, what made you, what drew you to you personally to lead you to this nonprofit? What brought you to this nonprofit?
How did I land here?
Yeah,
Right?
how did you
That's
get
the
here?
question. It's like, why are you doing this? The story behind this story is I have lived in different areas in the United States, and when I landed in Charlotte in 1999, I was a real estate agent.
Oh.
Later on, was a broker in charge.
You saw
and
it grow. You saw it grow.
I saw yes, I saw it grow. I saw Charlotte from just maybe 2 or 3 tall buildings
Yeah.
to what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I love how Charlotte has grown, and with that, I was able to help a lot of members of the Latino community obtain their homes,
love it.
and a lot of business owners obtain their homes. So I learned what it takes for a business owner to prepare themselves to have all of the financials and all the documents ready to obtain a mortgage. So I had that knowledge, and I have another other background in human services and different things like that, in accounting, in computers. Throughout that, I was also a member of the Latin American Chamber of Commerce of Charlotte.
Okay.
Soon after, I started to work for them full time.
Uh-huh.
So I was the director of resource and development for the Latin American Chamber of Commerce. And then in 2015, I was offered to be the executive director of the Latin American Chamber of Commerce of Charlotte. So I took it really personally to not only help the Latino business community, but I believe that unity is what really helps everybody. So my role was to unite the Latino business community with the non-Latino business community. So my contacts and my connections were all the different chambers, all the different other organizations in the business development arena. So in that, I was able to meet the president and CEO of the National Institute of Minority Economic Development, Kevin J. Price.
Yes.
And one time we said, we might be working together, because he was all about the unity and diversity and inclusion and supply diversity and all these different things to how can we help each other out. And that's pretty much my passion, to be a bridge of communication among the cultures. So when the opportunity presented itself to lead this specific program in Charlotte, and not only concentrate in the Charlotte region, but also expand my support to 12 different counties and also to the state of North Carolina, because we have a large presence, I thought it was going to be a great opportunity for me and a job that was very much aligned with my passion. So that's how I started.
I admire your passion. And I can say truly, Mr. Kevin J. Price, he's a visionary, and I got to say, giving us the opportunity here as well. But I think that in seeing what he saw in you and what you bring to this Women Business Center is only going to grow even more. I love the fact of diversity, again, as I spoke earlier, and inclusive. That's one of the things that we strive on. How do we bring our communities together, but how do we talk to our communities? Correct. And that's one of the things that I think that you can bring. How can
we stay out of the silos, because you could have a huge big room with a lot of diversity, but then when you really look at the room, you can see a segment of people in one corner and another one and another one.
Absolutely.
How can we get them to integrate, to support, to buy from each other, to sell from each other?
Absolutely.
A web designer can be male, female, black, blue, purple, exactly. And help another business start with their website.
And money is green, one color.
Yes, one color. One color is green. Yes, sir.
It don't distinct between
the colors. Yes. No. Yeah, I do say that. It's like I see colors, and my number one is green. How can we help? How can we help each other grow and sustain the community? When you are profitable, you can sustain the community by opening more employment opportunities, more areas, rent more space, or purchase land. So it's a wonderful trickle effect when you help small businesses grow and thrive.
One side note I always say to our business owners: if you come in, when they come to our firm, they come in here and you concentrate on money, you never gonna make. You got to concentrate on the people. The people make you the money. So that's why, as collective communicating, you got to work with the people. Okay, so it's great. Another question. Okay, what are the key service or programs you provide for small business owners here?
Wow, it's a lot.
I believe it.
Yes, we do a lot. The main service that we're most proud of is to have the opportunity to provide one-on-one business counseling.
No.
In addition to the 2-hour workshops and the 6 weeks or 10 weeks or 12-week cohorts that we have, so that these business owners and the entrepreneurs go through a journey our one-on-one business counseling, we feel that is the strongest service that we provide.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you why. When you have a business owner that attends a workshop, they absorb what they can see and what they can hear from others. But then when they start applying that knowledge, this is when they find some roadblocks or challenges. And when they have a one-on-one business counseling specifically dedicated to assist them with whatever they learned, or help them learn how to be more strategic in their thinking, and help them see all of their blind spots. And be not only their counselor and consultant, but also their accountability partner.
Absolutely.
And their support system.
Yes.
Sometimes we're their crying shoulder. I say that we are business counselors, marriage counselors, parent counselors.
You hear it all.
Exactly, we hear it all. We solve a lot of people's problems just by having that relationship. We build a relationship so that they feel comfortable with us, and we can see holistically their situation and figure out where are the areas where they need to also focus to make sure that it's 100% supported. Let me give you an example. One of our clients that was having a very difficult time because she was really pulled in so many different directions, you know, being a spouse, being a parent, being a business owner.
All of those.
And that happens with anybody, you know,
Yes.
male or female. But in this case, with her, she's producing creams and working. This is her passion, you know. This is what she likes, you know, like producing the creams and the oils and the essence and things like that. And then the tedious thing for her was the packaging and the shipping and doing all these other logistical things. But she wasn't at the place where she was able to hire someone on a full-time or part-time basis yet, you know, very, very early stages of her business. So with my conversations, like, well, tell me about your household, you know, it's like, is your husband helping, you know, can he do the laundry while you're doing this, you know, just give you some free time. And we discovered that she had a 17 and a 16-year-old son. They were both dying to practice driving and things like that. It's like, there's your shipping. There is your labor right here.
That's your logistics right there.
Yeah, exactly. Your 16-year-old is going to do your social media and your marketing. He's going to help you with the shipping and label and the packaging. The 17-year-old is going to take everything to UPS or and you're going to pay them. They're going to see the value. They're not going to buy the next pair of shoes just because mom gave them to them. It's like they're going to work for them. It's like, oh my God. So it was just like eye-opening. I said, let's work on setting this up. So we helped her with a calendar, with a pay schedule, with talking to the accountant on how to add this contract employees, you know. So it's just trying to understand everybody in their own situation, where they are, and how can we help them grow.
Well, you know what? It's impressive because most people don't have that one-on-one. They get in a crowd. They don't want to say what they don't know. They're embarrassed to ask questions. Do you feel that one-on-one, it open her up and allow her to be more free to you?
Yes.
But it built a relationship with you. And they see that you're interested. That's one of the things that we hear a lot. People don't feel they got that one-on-one service. A lot of people feel they're a number. But here, it sounds like you letting everyone know they are not a number here. They are a person and an individual here.
Yes. Well, I had another lady. Well, this was a gentleman. He's already closing maybe 4 or 5 million and has a large company. And I kept on talking to him about becoming certified with the city of Charlotte, with North Carolina, you know, obtaining the certifications. He kept on saying, yeah. I said, can we have a one-on-one business counseling? And through conversation, we realized that he's just not very good or likes technology.
Wow.
He's not the person that is going to click something, and he doesn't feel comfortable uploading documents onto a website, and didn't have the time to sit down and do it. So when I became his administrative assistant for 1 hour to say, this is the process, let me share my screen with you. Do you have these documents? Let's start the process. And it's like, because I was showing him, this is where you click, this is what you upload, this is what you do. And then we did it in an hour. So, and we fill in the gaps of the knowledge and provide the support to everybody, regardless of what they're needing. We try to do it.
I mean, it's amazing because this leads to my next question.
Yeah.
How do you measure your impact of your program to the community? You know,
Yes.
it sounds like, but
Yes.
how do you want to expand on that? How do you measure that impact?
Well, our impact sometimes is measured and seen and felt because sometimes you feel it 6, 7, 8 months later.
Wow.
Because sometimes you help someone, that gentleman that was able to do the process of the application.
Yes.
A month and a half later, he got the certification. Then he was like, okay, how do I use this? Oh, well, this is where you see the websites. You keep track of the contracts where you want to do the RFP and things like that. 8, 10 months later is when we get the phone call or the email saying, guess what?
Wow.
I got a contract.
Wow.
So sometimes is that we need to be patient to see the impact. But our impact typically comes from people saying either I was able to increase my sales or I was able to reduce my cost.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a matter of analysis of, okay, you know how many clients you have and how much you're selling, whether it's product or service, but how are you spending your money? Why is it that you don't have that cash flow? So we talk about cash flow. It's like they discover that, oh my God,
And when you're talking with business owners and women's business centers doing, it opens them up for a conversation. And that's when they can identify and listen more. I feel with a conversation. I feel you offer that. Running a nonprofit comes with its own hurdles. Okay, what are the main operational or funding challenge you encounter?
Wow. Well, we're not isolated in this type of challenge. Every nonprofit has a challenge.
Oh yes.
The thing is that nonprofits are, although the word says nonprofit, is not that we cannot have profit. We are also run as a business. We have operational expenses, we have employees, we have the lights, we have the buildings that we have to pay for. And along with all of that, we also need to raise funds to provide the service we provide, which is education and support to the small businesses. So the constant challenge is to build the relationships with those that feel that we want to invest in a community. We want to invest in a community that is going to thrive and grow. And the community that supports the community at large is the small business community as well. So it's always a challenge to reach out to large corporations or the government or different entities to make the case of, with your investment in us, this is everything that we can do. These are the people that are going to be impacting. This is how you can support your own community through partnering with us and allowing us to continue to provide the service. So it's a non-ending story, Yeah, it's every day is a new challenge, but it's worth doing. It is worth doing.
In many of your goals, as people partner with you, as we talk about the challenge of nonprofits, the more successful your business is you are showing how successful the women business are as being part of this nonprofit.
Yes.
So it basically, your goal is to make them successful so you can be successful. Showing individuals who invest in here with women's business center what you can do to bring futures, next generation, growth to these entrepreneurs, these business owners. And I think that's admirable.
Correct. And we pride ourselves to stay in contact with those businesses that maybe 4 or 5 years ago came to us. They received our support. They have attended our Boss Conference. We have a huge annual conference every year, it's the Boss Conference.
Where's that located at?
It's located at the Marriott Hotel at the university area and at the convention center there.
Okay.
And BOSS, the BOSS stands for Building Opportunities and Strategies for Success.
Oh, wow.
Very well known
Wow.
in the area.
Wow.
So we are very proud that at this point we have businesses that we supported at the beginning of their stage, and now they have grown to say, how can I give back? It's like, would you like to be a sponsor of our conference? So they're very proud to sponsor the conference because it's not only a way for them to give back and support us, but a great way for them to learn as they attend all of the different workshops that we have and make connections with our other community and maybe sell their products. We have a lot of small businesses that we support that become vendors at our conference.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, and sometimes we do the QuickBooks program, and then after 5 days of intensive QuickBooks program, and some of them bring their administrative support so that they both learn. All of a sudden they come back and they say, oh my God, I just had my meeting with my accountant and I finally understood what they were saying.
Wow.
I finally understood, and I felt very educated when I was having a conversation about these margins and the profit percentages and what is my balance sheet. It's like, oh my God, now I understand what a balance sheet is.
Wow. Wow.
And how everything is intertwined, and how whatever I spend or invest in here is going to change everything else. So it's very rewarding, very rewarding.
And I'm sure it changes the conversation, like you mentioned accounting, and especially if they go to institution and other, if there was a pursue other areas, it makes them an educated entrepreneur.
Correct.
And that's one
Correct.
thing I admire what the Women's Business Center is doing, is preparing them for conversation.
Yes.
And that's what I
yes.
feel a lot of our business owners have missed, is that conversation piece.
Yes, we want
Yes.
to empower them.
Yes.
Once they are in front of a bank or in front of a prospective investor, the investor is very savvy. They're going to want to know what their cash flow is,
Absolutely.
how much, how many months of cash flow they have to sustain their operations. And if they go like, well, I don't know, they're going to say, well, you're not ready for this.
Exactly.
But if all of a sudden they say 6 to 7 months, and depending on this, I mean, the conversation really empowers them, and then they feel that, or there may be an investor saying, hey, you're doing really well.
Yes.
How about just like Shark Tank? You're doing really well. I'm going to give you 500,000 and you're going to give me blah, blah, blah. They can quickly do those numbers and
Absolutely.
understand what they're saying. Say, no, this is not a good business proposition for me. I don't think I want to do that.
All
And-
because of what they learned here.
Exactly.
Wow.
And be able to either accept or reject something that is going to make or break your business.
Make sense. Well,
Yes,
that-
yes,
that's
yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Now, Holly, how do you stay motivated when resources are tight, as we're in and obstacle arises? I'm interested. How do you stay motivated?
Oh, wow. One thing about me is that my energy is like non-ending.
I can tell.
Oh my God, my energy is non-ending. However, there's good days and bad days. There's some sad days when someone calls saying, I just lost this contract.
Oh,
And I don't understand why. So how can we figure out, and you're not going to win every contract, that number one, but how can we help that business owner? But I think my energy, or what keeps me working and doing this, is seeing the true impact that we make on others. At all levels, in their business, their personal lives. Sometimes when you are able to organize your business to a point where now is a running engine, that frees a lot of time off your plate. Where
Absolutely.
people come to us to say, because of what I've been doing in the past 6 months, I am taking my family for a 1-week vacation.
Oh.
And I'm okay with that. And I already have talked to my clients. I already have someone to cover for my business. And when I go there, I know that whatever money I spend is what I can, because of the different businesses and the different contracts that I have coming up. So that right there fills me. Those stories are the ones that make my job the most fun.
And I always say time is money, And but one thing I like hearing your story here, and I'm almost certain people come back and say thank you.
Yes, they do. That keeps me going too.
They come and say thank you, because it seems like that your passion, your background, your passion is for individuals, is for the business owners and entrepreneurs, and that's America. We don't have that a lot in today's society. It's all about a transaction.
Exactly.
If the transaction ends, if the transaction don't go well, the conversation ends. But it seems like here they have a conversation. It's not about the transaction. It's about the individual and their growth.
Yes.
So I am very honored to be able to sit here and talk with Miss Rocio.
Rocio. With an O at the end.
With an O at the
Rocio.
end. Rocio
Yes, Rocio.
Gonzalez, Executive Director here at the Women's Business Center. And I will say they're very blessed to have you here. I think
Thank you.
Kevin's vision has been well demonstrated here. And so
Thank you.
we look forward to talking to you again. We look forward to having more conversation. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here today on Darrell's Corner.
Thank you.
Okay.
This conversation has been very pleasurable. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to let the community know that here
Yes.
we are available.
This is not our last conversation now.
No, and thank you because I'm very excited to also have in this conversation my team. You know,
Yes.
this is not Rocio doing all the work.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of support from the team of the WBCC and also the team at the institute level that helps us do what we do and be as impactful as we are.
Thank you again. Thank you
you.
so much for being recording.
Yes.
We look forward to it again.
Thank you
Okay?
so much.
All right, thank you. Here today at the Women's Business Center here of Charlotte, and we are very, very pleased to have at the table here Miss Karen McDougald. She's the Chief Steward, creator of Tangaza Bath and, did I get it right?
You got
yeah,
it
you got it
right.
right.
It's perfect.
Tangaza Bath and Body Studio LLC. Welcome to the Darrell's
Well,
Corner.
thank you for having me.
Now, tell us about this. Tell us about your business. Tangaza.
Tangaza,
Bath and
yes,
Body. Tell us
yes.
about Tangaza.
So Tangaza is a Swahili word that means to arrive or to proclaim. So that is my desire when women wear my products, that they feel confident showing up authentically as who they are.
Wow, wow.
So that is the meaning of the name. So I formulate clean, non-toxic skincare products, and I just desire that women would be uplifted through having a clean, aromatic experience.
Wow, wow. So in the uplifting of women having a clean, this is what Tangaza aim and goal is.
Yes.
To bring that refreshing feel to women.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Great,
yes.
great. Now I tell you what inspired you to start this business, and when did your idea first take shape?
Oh boy, so this actually is my second time around. The first time was in 2011 when my daughter was a toddler. She had eczema. I did what's known as the big chop. I cut all of the permed hair out of my hair and I went natural. So it was a learning experience for both of us, what to do with her skin, what to do with my hair. And I started dabbling in things. So I started out making soap. And then it went from there. It became a hobby. I started making body butters and oils and all these
you
concoctions
got it all,
in the
whole
kitchen.
body.
All these different things. And so the first go around, I had a dream but no infrastructure. So I got a little frustrated. But then during COVID, for 2021, I took early retirement. And then people started reaching out to me. Everybody was at home shopping, looking for something to do. Are you still making those products? So I relaunched it in November of 2021. And it's been going ever
So
since.
you say you relaunched it. Now, when people start reaching out to you, what made you say it's time for me to relaunch this thing, put it back out here? What made you say what made you have that on the relaunch it?
Well, so I was retired, so I had no income.
That
Was a motivator. I had some, but not, my regular W-2 income. And I was at home, and I really wanted to create. I wanted to do something creative. Some people paint, some people dance, some people sing. I don't do any of those things, but I believe that we are all, we're created in the image and likeness of God. So I had to have the ability to create something.
Yes.
So people started asking. I didn't have a passion for it at that time, but then, I said, well, if they're asking, obviously it's something that I need to reconsider doing again. Passion came back,
Yeah, it came back.
creativity came,
Yeah.
and it resurrected, so to speak.
All right, so let me ask you this question here. Now, in your resurrection, what's your growth look like? What was the growth of your business, say from September last year to we in September now?
Yes.
From September last year to here, what was the growth of your business? What does that look like?
Oh, growth is painful. Growth is necessary, but just as with the natural body, when you grow, you experience growing pain because you're someplace that you haven't been before. Maybe I was 5'4" last year and I'm 5'6" today, and that kind of comes with stretching and pulling. So learning, as an entrepreneur, you're growing, you're learning. Sometimes you have your highs and lows, but you have community. That's important. You have community around you. People who have been where you are going to say, hold on, it's going to get better. Just keep moving forward. Yes.
Now, the growth in your business, okay, your products,
Yes.
sales, how has that moved more?
So actually,
Percentage wise,
yeah.
where did you grow from last year to now?
Okay. Well, so let's see. I would say last year was a little bit different. I think last year was actually, in terms of finances, was a little bit better. But this year is better in terms of the business movement, the exposure, the visibility. I wouldn't say that it's less. I think I had more busy work last year, more smaller events. This year the needle is moving. I'm
Wow.
doing bigger things,
Wow.
and I'm learning more. So I don't know if I can make a fair comparison in terms of numbers, because I think
100%. Could
Yeah.
you say I'm a one?
100% in terms of the
My growth.
business, the exposure,
Yeah.
the opportunities, the coaching, the counseling, the mentoring. I couldn't put a dollar on the things that I am receiving right now. I really couldn't. So so that growth, which is going to directly benefit the finances.
Yes.
Right. So yes.
Yeah, well, one thing that I in talking with the executive director, Ms. Rocio Gonzalez earlier this morning, and I know you're in great hands
Yes.
here. The conversation that you have with them, has that helped your business growth? Has that put you at ease in conversation? When you grow your business now, there are challenges in growing your business, but the conversation that you need to have in growing your business, has that been a benefit here at the Women's Center?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. So when your life changes, you make note of those things.
Yes.
So I met Rocio this year,
Oh, wow.
2025, February 8th. We were at Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, and there was a Black Wall Street Charlotte session or meeting or what have you. And I got exposed to all these different opportunities in Charlotte that I never knew about. And I've been living here probably over 20 years, business owner off and on, for the last few years. But Rocio was there.
Yes.
She had a table. She was working the room, and I got to meet her. And so I felt at that moment included. I felt empowered, like, wow, there's a free opportunity for me out here where I can go and afforded services that I didn't even know that I needed.
Wow.
That were here. And so I kind of made myself the poster child. Because I tell everybody, all women, you have to take advantage of this, because first of all, you're not out there by yourself. A lot of times you feel like you're out there by yourself because you don't know what resources are available. And having been in Charlotte all these years, I just never thought. I never knew that these things were here. So
I can say from speaking with Mr. Rocio this morning, it was unbelievable. I had no idea that this resource was here for people like yourself. So in saying that, next question is, what were the biggest challenges during your launch phase?
Biggest probably capital, and I'll say capital because I took the route that I think a lot of dreamer entrepreneurs take, where we will pour all of our personal assets into our business, and that's not necessarily always best practice.
No, absolutely not.
Right, and that's what I did, and I learned the hard way that you will exhaust all of your funds doing that. And so I think the biggest challenge is that learning opportunity that I didn't know that I needed, in terms of it's okay to use business, to use business to get loans, to get lending, to get capital, but how you use it.
Spend their money, not your money.
Right, and then know how to do it. Have people who you are accountable to. This is how you use these funds. This is how you get smart about it. This is how you develop the language around even business finances, and this is how you leverage that. But I think sometimes what we do, we handle our business finances the way we do our personal finances. And me wanting to stay out of debt, I just use my own funds, which was not necessarily the smartest thing to do. So I think that was probably the biggest challenge. And then also just not knowing the opportunities that were out there. And so once I did that, and then being an introvert, because I have a tendency to stay to myself, so now I have to network and get out of those comfort zones. So that was actually a challenge for me, just being less introverted and speaking up and getting out and meeting people, because that's so important.
I tell people all the time, I've seen it, have opportunities to serve on bank boards and do various things. Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, they borrow money to start new ventures. They don't spend their money to start new ventures. And that's one of the things that we want people, a lot of business owners, to understand, that it's okay to operate in cheap debt. It's okay to operate in debt sometimes, but you have to understand that. And I'm sure being here at the Women's Business Center, it taught you to understand how to measure costs, how to measure margins and stuff. So that's one of the things that a lot of our business owners don't realize, and that's why I think like centers like here, it teaches you that, because you got to be prepared to go out to receive it.
Exactly.
And I think that's a big thing. Next question. Can you recall a make or break moment and how you navigated it?
Oh boy, They come frequently, not every day, but I would say even just last week, I was having a challenging time, and not because I'm shifting, and I know that, like, I'm used to going out doing the vendor events and the pop-ups and those different things, and I'm moving into deeper territory now.
Yes.
I know that my desire is that I become that manufacturer, that at some point I employ people, and so everything is shifting. So I was kind of fighting my way out of a wet paper bag last week. Like, I feel things changing.
You're scaling.
Exactly.
You're
I'm
scaling.
scaling, and I don't, have everything in place to do that. So I think, and it's another level of learning that I have to go to. So, so that was kind of make or break for me. I'm used to the hard work, the physical labor, getting out, putting the tables up, putting the tents up, and all these different things. And now my brain and my mindset is stretching a lot more. So that was kind of make or break, because it was one of those. I don't have control over it, but I know that I'm going in a good direction. So, I let myself feel what I feel. If the emotion right now is grief in business, I feel that because it's changing, and I know that I'm going in I'm sitting here with you right now. This is big for me. So I'm going in a different direction, but so I allow myself to feel whatever I'm feeling at the time. And then I know I can reach out, I can call Rocio or call someone in my network or whatever, and,
But
they'll have some
like you
advice
said,
for me.
you can call Ms. Rocio, you can call other people in your network. When as advice you can give business owners, when do you recognize it's time to shift? It's time to change. When do you recognize you're scaling? See, a lot of people miss the fact that I'm growing. You can't really, what advice you give to say how to recognize that shift?
I think when you start feeling uncomfortable, and you don't know why, because you're so used to doing things the right way, or if people it seems like there's more of a demand on you. People are wanting you to show up to do this, or they want your products on their shelves, or they want you to come to the events, and people, I had to stop and realize people are valuing my business more than I am right now.
I like how you said that.
I had to be
You have
very
to recognize
honest.
that.
Right. And I said, why are these people, instead of being aggravated, like, everybody wants something from me? Well, yeah, everybody wants something from you because you have something good to offer. And so you realize that moments like that make me realize that I'm scaling, and now I have to do things a little bit differently. I have to come out of my comfort zone. Maybe now it's time to look for funding.
Yeah.
Now it's time to do this, and whatever you need to do so that you can keep the momentum going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That leads to my next question, though.
Oh, okay.
That leads to my next question is, you have been a client of the Women's Business Center. Tell us when you reached out. When did you reach out? When you reached out to the Women's Business Center?
Oh, that was this past February, right after that meeting on February 8th, Saturday morning, at the church. I think it was like the next week. Rocio gave me her information, her card.
Yes.
Call, and I called, and and then I began to get the information. Well, I followed them on social media, and then I saw that there was a Game Changer mastermind group. And I met some of the most amazing women that I'm still in contact with. But yes, it was the next week, right after meeting her.
Well, how does that conversation, you made that phone call, how did that impact your business? How did the service here impact your business?
Oh, boy. So the service gave feet. So I think I was running, but didn't really have enough direction. So it gave me a lane to stay in. Like, you get out track and field, and you can't wander into everybody's lane. It gave me focus. It gave me direction. It gave me fellowship. It gave me community. They feed us well when we go.
I need to come back.
We're fed very, very well. But then I can say that the women work, tirelessly. They work tirelessly. I've never seen Rocio or Sheila show up without a smile on their face.
Wow.
You would never know how tired they are, because it's their passion and their calling, and they want to see us win. So you really feel like, I don't even want to let them down. I want to win, because you see that they are tireless. Sometimes I'm at events and they're there. I see Rocio, they're giving out brochures, and you wouldn't expect them necessarily, women of their caliber, caliber to be at these
Personal
pop-ups and
background.
different things, and they're giving out because they believe in what they're doing, and they really advocate for us.
Would you encourage other women and other business owners now, not necessarily women, that this would be the place for them to be?
Absolutely. I have some of the brochures, and if I'm at an event, I'm giving them out because I'm from the generation we don't gatekeep. I don't gatekeep. I like to. I think there's enough room in the sky for all the birds to fly, so to speak.
Wow.
So why would you hold something back? Somebody could have your blessing in their business or in their hand. So you want to share. I wouldn't want anyone to experience what I experienced in terms of not knowing that there's a
Not knowing what you don't know.
opportunity, right? There are things available for you, resources especially, people to help you develop the language. There's a whole different fluency that you need
The
as a
language is
business
true.
owner.
It's crucial.
And then having people there with you to say, it's okay if you don't know what a profit and loss statement is. It's okay if you don't know what this is. It's okay if you don't have a business bank account. You need a business bank account, so having people there to hold your hand. And then you're a lot of like a woman like myself who is middle aged. I'm coming from a whole different background in terms of my career. So I'm relearning everything, learning a whole new business, learning, business structures and stuff. So it's important to have resources there, people there,
Business entrepreneurship is very stressful. Like you say, trying to grow a business, trying to understand your business is very stressful. The conversations that you had here with the Women's Business Center, Ms. Rocio and her team, does that make you sleep better at night? Does that take the stress off you?
Oh, absolutely. You see, the first thing we do is hug. So you come in, they're huggers, big huggers, but just, you can breathe,
Yes.
knowing that, you walk into a facility, like I said, there's food for you, you sit down,
That's what I look for,
everything
too.
is comfortable, and the speakers are top tier that come in, and you just feel like, whatever level of the spectrum, what have you, that a woman is on in her business, everybody's treated the same. You come in and these phenomenal people come in and pour into us. So yes, you do sleep better because you know that if there's something a challenge that you experience today, tonight I'm going to go to sleep.
Yep.
Tomorrow I can text. Maybe there's a class there for me.
Yeah.
There's somebody. I always know that there's somebody that I can go to if I have a challenge, a concern,
Great.
or if I just need to talk.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference because many people are afraid to go in business because they don't have the resources, they don't have the help, and they definitely don't have conversations and stuff like that. Has there been any classes or programs that stood out to you from the Women's Business Center? Has there anything that you would like to elaborate on that stood out to you, or was your biggest benefactor?
Oh yeah.
QuickBooks, payroll, whatever. Is there anything, any events? I think you mentioned the boss programs. Any of those
yeah.
programs that you felt that was very instrumental
Oh yeah.
in you being there,
Oh,
or
yeah.
several?
Oh yeah, so I have so many more to take. So I'll start with the boss conference.
Okay.
I think that was my first big conference, and I was so excited about it. And just being in the room with so many bosses, so
Wow.
many women,
Wow.
and everybody was just so genuine and friendly, and willing to share things about their business. So I've made a lot of vendor friends, I call them,
Yes.
from that event. But just going into a room and seeing women who are humble and powerful all at the same time, and we're just here as our sisters keepers.
Yes.
That's so important. You didn't feel yourself competing with anyone. You didn't feel yourself you didn't feel intimidated by some woman's level of success. It was like everybody's just kind of working together, and so it's probably the most impactful so far.
So far.
Because there's so many more things to
Yeah.
do. Yeah,
Well, it's something that they're going to be that resource for you.
absolutely.
Is there anything that you like to add, in closing, anything that you like to say to entrepreneurs out here, women out here, people that look like you, people that, began like you? Is there anything you like to say to them?
I would say don't give up.
Yes.
Right, don't give up no matter what stage of life you're in, right? This is my second career, basically.
Okay.
And you stay the course.
Yes.
Sometimes it's going to look rough. It's going to look hard. You're going to feel like you're by yourself. You can't do it by yourself.
No.
I don't necessarily like the term solopreneur because I don't want to be by myself,
Yeah.
right? I prefer entrepreneur in my network and my, people that I'm with. But remember 916 West 5th Street, lock that in your brain because this is your safe haven.
Yeah.
This is where you need to come and just know that there's a whole village out here. You don't need to do it by yourself, and you shouldn't want to do it by yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like you said, take a vision to raise a child, also take a vision to build a
Agree
business.
to build a business. That's right.
How do we reach out to you? How do they get your wonderful product? How do they reach out to you?
Oh boy! So on my website is www.tangaza, which is TANGAZA.
Want to spell it again? Because like me, I can't keep it.
T as in Tom, A, N as in Nancy, GAZA.
Okay.
Bath and Body.
Okay.
TangazaBathandBody.com. And on Pinterest, Tangaza Bath and Body. Facebook and Instagram, Tangaza BB. Tangaza BB. So yes, you can find me there.
Well, I would say, Mr. McDougald, it's been an honor.
Thank you.
It's been an honor. Now, this again, I always say this is not our last conversation, okay? Because next year now, even before next year, I want to see that scale. I want to see that 200% growth, 300% growth, new product lines, all the product lines get ready to come out. Okay.
Thank you. I want to see it too.
Thank you again.
Thank you. It's a
I've been on
pleasure.
Darrell's corner. All right.
you.
Thank you. And we're very excited here to have today the program director, Miss Sheila Obregon. Did I say it correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. We've had quite a bit of conversation this morning. It's been a wonderful conversation here, and I have a wonderful thing here from even your entrepreneurs that you're working with already. And being the program director, tell us about that. How long have you been in this role and with the organization, and what prompted you to join the team?
Well, I have been in the Women's Business Center for almost 3 years. The past year and a half, I've been the program director. I started as a program manager, but then I was applying for the new position that was the program director, and I'm here. So I joined the group because I wanted to use my business experience.
Yes.
And also my passion that I have to support the community. So my career in general has always been about supporting businesses and also people like developing programs that give hope and training to people in disadvantage. So being at the WBC and the Institute, I can share my experience in both. Yeah, so I love how the entrepreneurs can grow and flow in this field.
As a program director and stuff, what type of experience did you have? Did you have to fill this role?
Yeah, so, well, in my background is in both, in entrepreneurship and also in nonprofit work. I have a degree in industrial engineering.
Oh, wow.
And yes, I started in college in 1992, so I have my years in this this industry. Yeah, so I also have around 20 years in experience as an entrepreneur and business owner, and also developing community projects. So talking about my experience as a business owner, I co-founded a road construction company with my mom. When I was still in college, I was about to graduate, but my mom owned a bulldozer, very, very old bulldozer, but she was telling me that he was my dad because he was widowed. So I grew up only with my mom. And she was telling me, he's your dad because he's giving you food. So she had her work, and at the same time, she was an entrepreneur, but we didn't have that word at that time. So she was a mom, a single mom working at her work and also owning a bulldozer. So when I almost graduated is when I joined her in this adventure and decided to open my own company in my 20s. So also started a candle factory because of the construction company.
Oh, wow.
I could open another company. And I also owned a coffee shop. Obviously, I wasn't by myself. It was my mom there and then my husband. So it was a team effort, like a family business. So with my mom, we also co-founded a nonprofit where we were rescuing women and youth from the streets.
Amazing.
And so I had to create a sustainable projects to support. So people experiencing homelessness and drug addiction. So this place was created to provide shelter. And also I developed these programs for vocational training and hope. So we try to have all in one, giving love, supporting, so these guys can go back in the society, but with something new to do, not just go back to the streets. So this experience, both in business and in community service, equipped me to be here and support others to guide them with empathy and vision. So that's why I'm here. And I love my work because I can support others with the experience that I've been gaining through a lot of years.
Well, listen, Sheila, like I say, it's something you have a wealth of experience, okay? And one thing that the conversation we've been having throughout the day was to communicate and conversate with the business owners here.
Yes.
With that wealth of experience and stuff, what's some of the things that you share with them, to give them encouragement, to give them understanding from your experience? What's some of the things that you share with them as a director?
Yes, well, I always tell them I understand the challenges you're facing because being a business owner is not easy. Some people say, okay, I want to have my own business because I don't want to have a boss. I want to have my own time to do whatever I want, but it's not true. That's not true. So I related to them because I understand the challenges in financial, in emotional, because we as women, we have our heart.
Yes.
And we have to deal with a lot. Rejection because we're women.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also because sometimes we're the first entrepreneur in our family, and sometimes our own family, they don't understand us. And we have that passion that we want to do and create something new, but we can't because we don't have the support that we need. So that's why being here, we can support them, not only giving counseling like business consultants, but also we become to be their emotional supporters to giving them hope that if we could do it, you can do it. We have a lot of resources in the city, in the county, in the states. But sometimes because they don't know that the resources are there, they can't grow their businesses. So there's always a lot of solutions, a lot of support outside that they don't know, but we have access to all that information, and that's why we're like that channel, that bridge that can share this information with them to help them to reach out to their dreams.
How do you feel they receive this information? Like you said, you're very your background is very diversified. And how do you feel they receive this information?
Well, I think they feel the support that we want to give them. They feel supported, first of all. And we start developing like a relationship with them. Sometimes when they come, they're afraid.
Yes.
They are concerned if they can. They don't, sometimes they didn't discover their own skills sometimes. And through these sessions or the trainings, the workshops, the networking events we have, they start developing these new strengths and skills. So at some point, they start growing.
Yes.
And we see them grow, and their testimonials. We have a lot of testimonials. You just hear one of them.
Yes.
So I think the support from somebody else, and also to meet other entrepreneurs who are in the same, ocean.
Yes.
Each of them in their own boats.
Yes,
but
exactly.
in the same ocean, they learn from their experiences as well. So it's like a place where you find support, not only from the consultants, but also from the other entrepreneurs that they meet here. So we see that some of them start great friendships here and group of support.
Yeah. And the reason I ask that question because a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people aspiring to be businesses don't want to say what they don't know. They don't want to admit what they don't understand. And that's why I ask that question, because many times here in the conversation I'm having with everyone and yourself is that we want them, they should understand this is a place you need to be feel comfort. This is a place you need to have to build your business, but understanding. The key thing is conversation, understanding what you don't know. And I think that's great. But final question, what about your job brings you joy?
Well, I'm like a smiley person by nature. But what is making me feel happy is when I see change. When I see change in people.
Yes.
And this is in general.
Yes.
So when I see them that they start learning,
Yes.
they're growing at the same time,
Absolutely.
obviously. So when they know about resources that they can use at their businesses, that's make me happy because they start growing economically. Because, for example, a certification, a client gets a certification, now that client can get access to new projects, to new contracts. So that means they are growing their business, they're bringing more income to their business and their families. And obviously you see them happy,
Yes.
feeling successful stories. So that's very, it's pain, you know. So when I come every day to work, I'm thinking that. So I'm gonna meet with this client, this is a new client, what's going about this? So I start reading about the kind of business they have, the kind of resources they're asking, the needs, in general, the needs.
Yes.
So what's the way we can help them grow? What's the way we can support their needs being filled, you know? So I think that's what makes me feel happy. Yeah.
Well, I can attest because Miss McDougald always said, I think she sees a smile every time she walked through the door. And in business, sustainability comes from starting conversation. And that's one of the things I feel that here at the Women's Business Center, it offers people opportunity with this conversation to also endure sustainability. That's the one key thing that I feel that is well off here is how to be sustainable in business. But Michelle, is there any final words you'd like to say? Any final things you'd like to say about the Women's Business Center, about to entrepreneurs or advice you give everyone? Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, so we are here. We're in our new building. We are in downtown in the city of Charlotte now.
You want to give the address?
Yes, the address is 916 West 5th Street, Charlotte, North Carolina.
There you go.
So we are here with our hearts, and all we know here to plant seeds. Seeds that can change lives and communities. So I'm so proud to be part of this team. So please come to visit us, and you're not going to leave the same.
Well, I am so proud to have the opportunity to sit here with one of the individuals as yourself today. And Ms. Sheila, I want to thank you so much. Like I always say, this is not the last time now, okay?
Thank you.
We look forward. So thank you so much. It's been an honor, our pleasure. Thank you for sitting out at Darrell's Corner and telling about your stories.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
so much.
All right,
for the
thank
time.
you. All right, thank you. My pleasure now to have the program manager, Miss Ayanna Brown. Hello, Miss Brown. How you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
All right, well, it was a wonderful opportunity to have you here and stuff. I haven't enjoyed the conversation throughout the day and stuff. So, question to get off, for how long have you been in your role with this organization, and what prompted you to join the team?
So I have been in this role for a very short 2 months.
2 months, okay, you're brand new.
I am brand new to the team and just still very much in a phase of learning all about the small business community of Charlotte. So it has been a very exciting time. What prompted me to join the team? So
Yes.
when I learned about the role, I met with Rocio and Sheila. And talking with them, just learning all about the programs, the resources, the mentorship, the coaching, all of these things that the Women's Business Center provides. And I was just almost immediately hooked. These were things that, shame on me, I didn't know existed. It was a very eye-opening experience. And then shortly after that, they invited me graciously to the Boss Conference back in May. I attended that conference, and it was just a great event. It was educational, it was informative, it was exciting, it was fun, it was a community of small business owners and entrepreneurs. You know, just seeing that community and that village come together for that event was very empowering. So that is really what tipped me over, and I knew that I wanted to be a part of the efforts of this team.
Being in that role, as you've been to that boss event and you saw all those people, like say, it tipped you over. Was there what's the one thing you said, from meeting people there, talking to people there, was there anything, what one big takeaway you took from there?
Again, I think it was just the sense of community and listening to the speakers, gaining that information, the community as small business owners talked amongst each other and sharing information, sharing resources, sharing stories, wins, challenges. Just presenting that sense of community is definitely what I took away.
Great, great. Next question. What type of experience did you have to fill this role?
So I have over 20 years of marketing strategy experience, client engagement, client experience. And so, and my experience is in the corporate arena. That was the background that I bring to this role.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important, and as I continue to get up to speed in this role, but I think it's very important that there is awareness, that we continue to drive awareness about the Institute, the Women's Business Centers, again, all of the valuable programs and resources that are being provided. And beyond awareness, really, awareness is where it starts, but then helping to drive engagement and participation, ensuring that clients, once they start to interact with the Women's Business Center, that they have a very positive experience. And so that's where my background aligns, and what I bring to the table is really, starting to help move the needle in that regard.
Engagement, that was a key word, okay? Engagement with the community, engagement with the entrepreneurs and stuff. One of the things that I admire, from the conversation I have with everyone is your outreach, your engagement and stuff.
Absolutely.
Is there things about your outreach program that you look for? As a business owner coming through that, is there any particular thing they must have, or is there any criteria from walking through the door?
No, and I think that is one of the great things about the Women's Business Center is that we will service you or provide services to you no matter where you are in your business journey. So whether you just have an idea and you want to talk to someone and sort of, vet it all the way through and say, hey, is this viable, or is this sort of a dream and I'm way out there? All the way to an established business owner who is looking to grow or scale in a certain area, and they just need support or education in that particular area. But I think that's the great thing, is that no matter where you are, the Women's Business Center can help and provide resources, provide education, provide networking, provide visibility and opportunities, depending on where they want to go.
Well, one thing I can definitely attest and see and hear is support. They have the support here. They don't have to be afraid. They have the support here. So with this role, what brings you joy? With your job, what brings you joy?
My perspective is sort of coming in the door brand new. So the first thing is, it's been very joyful to just see the array of small business owners and entrepreneurs, people who have robotics companies, AI, health and wellness, just small businesses in all sorts of industries has been very eye-opening, and it's just very joyful to see that people are out here. They're doing great things.
They're grinding.
They're grinding. They're doing great things. So that has been a joy. And I think the other thing is that understanding that small business owners, entrepreneurs, many times they are sacrificing their blood, sweat, tears. Finances, hours, all of those things, putting it into their small business. So knowing that the Women's Business Center is here to kind of help them on their journey, again, no matter where they are, empowering them is very fulfilling and definitely joyful to be a part of.
Well, I would say I've heard so many wonderful things, and words that I've taken away is from the more conversation. I like when you say fulfilling, support. All that is here. All that is here at the Women's Business Center. And so, is there anything, in closing, is there anything that you want to say about the women, about yourself or the Women's Business Center in closing?
I think just to Women's Business Center for me has been the best kept secret, but
I would
we're
agree.
changing that.
I would agree.
We're going to change that. I think with Rocio, who is excellent and so
Dynamite.
knowledgeable,
Yeah.
and Sheila also
Amazing. Yeah.
amazing. And I just think we can really make an impact on this community through the small businesses, and it's just about continuous visibility for what the Women's Business Center provides, and just helping to support.
Well, I said dynamite, amazing, and wonderful. The team that is sitting here at this Women's Business Center, and I want to 100% echo what you said. You guys are the best kept secret out here. So it's time to get everybody to know you out here now.
That's
It's
right.
time to let this secret out now. Okay?
Pull the curtains back.
Let's pull the curtains back. And I think it only be a benefit to the women and the other business owners outside that can benefit from this center. And
Absolutely.
I think this center is truly amazing. So I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Brown, for being part of this conversation today. I'm looking forward, as I said to everyone, this is not your last time.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to working with you and talking with you and letting everybody know that you are here and you are here for them. And one thing I can say, this is a place they need to be. That's it.
Sounds
Thank you
good.
so much. Thank you for doing the real call.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
this opportunity.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to talking to you again.
All right.
This is a wonderful team here today that had a wonderful pleasure of speaking with and learning so much about and so much about the opportunities here. But so for in here, Miss, this is a question for Miss Gonzalez. Okay, what exciting programs or initiatives are on the horizon for your organization?
Well, thank you for asking.
Okay.
We're very excited that next year in 2026, we will be celebrating our 10 years of service in this area,
Oh wow.
providing services to the business community, both in English and in Spanish.
Oh wow.
But we're already beginning to talk about what we are going to have on May 21st, 2026, UNC Marriott Hotel and Conference Center.
Oh.
Already have the date. It will be a full day of learning with seminars, keynotes, vendor opportunities. So please reach out to us so that we can provide you that opportunity. So that's what's coming up regarding the Women's Business Center. And the other wonderful things happening at the institute level is that the space where you are here and the address that Sheila gave you is our brand new building.
Wow.
We're not renting. This is owned by the
Oh, wow.
organization.
That's amazing.
This building was purchased for the sole purpose of not only providing space for our offices and our training room, but also provide a space for affordable commercial office space. A lot of businesses are out there having to deal with increasing rent or wanting to get out of their homes and have a place where they can manage their businesses and
Yes,
meet their clients. And this is going to be their home. So
Wow.
we're already excited to have several nonprofit organizations and small businesses look at this place and say, we want this to be our home as well. So those are the main big things happening
Wow.
at the Institute and at the Women's Business Center level.
Well, I can tell you, this is an amazing place. And one thing that I very, very admire is that your diversity here. Like you're saying, being able to English, Spanish, and it's inclusive. I
Yes.
really admire that. Okay, one last question here. How can listeners get involved, whether through volunteering, donating, or spreading the word? How can they get involved?
Well, they can come and reach out to us. They can, the best way to reach out to us is by sending us an email.
Okay.
Our email is wbc-charlotte at theinstitutenc.org.
Okay.
As
say
you
it again,
can
Charlotte?
see,
Wanna say it again?
say it again, I'll repeat it. wbc-charlotte at theinstitutenc.org.
Okay.
We provide seminars. We're out in the community, and sometimes we don't have someone to pick up the phone because we're out busy or doing one-on-one business counseling. So just reach out to us. I'm very happy to be here representing the Women's Business Center of Charlotte, here with my team, with
Sheila Obregon.
and one of our clients,
Karen McDougald.
and our program manager,
Ayanna Brown.
and your server right here, Rocio Gonzalez. So reach out to us. Please allow us to be part of your business life and allow us to help you grow your business. We're here about education and relationships, and we want to get to know you and build a relationship with you. So thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Tennie, for how easy it was to have this conversation with you. And your staff, I know that is not on the camera, but this has been a whole ensemble here. I know that we are going to connect again, because if there's other business owners that would like to have a podcast or have this type of visibility, we also encourage you to reach out to us so that we can make the right connection.
Absolutely. We were looking forward to that, bringing that to them. Well, I want to say thank y'all so much. And I can say being here today has been amazing. If you want growth, you want sustainability, or conversation, you need to be at the Charlotte Women's Business Center today. Okay?
Thank you.
So thank y'all so much for the opportunity. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to this. Again, I always say, this is not our last conversation.
No. And like us. Facebook, Instagram, newsletters. I mean, we're everywhere. So yeah. Follow us.
All right. Well, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure everyone knows about this, and we look forward to continuing our working relationship with you. Thank you. Thank everyone again. Thank you for being on the Darrell Corner, and we thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.